Okay, we have now what is called comprehension. It's kind of a name given for iterating over the collection. So we have three different mutable. Okay, tuple is immutable. So we have list, dictionary, and set, or collections which are mutable collections. Right? So, well, we can iterate over tuple also. All four collections we can iterate over, but tuple you cannot change anything, so we don't have this comprehension. Comprehension here really means you make some computation upon each element of the collection and create a new collection. Okay. So you can use tuple, but when you do the computation, you have to put it in a mutable object. It will be a list or a set or a dictionary. So that's the reason why what we're going to discuss now is applicable to these three things: list, set, and dictionary. And of this, list is the one that we will most often use. So it makes it easy for us to iterate over. So right now we did a for loop, right? So here we went through, we did a for loop and all that kind of stuff. So it makes the for loop, the writing of the code, for loop code, more concise. It's easy. Okay, that's what list comprehension does. It makes it easy for us to do iterative computation. And the syntax, so let's read through. Comprehension is like for loop without having to write the loop code. Okay. Code is enclosed within square brackets for list, curly braces for dictionary and set. So if you start with a square bracket and end with a square bracket, then what comes out of the comprehension is a list. Okay, if you start with the start and end with curly braces, and if you give key and value combination, what will come out of the comprehension is a dictionary. Okay? And if you start and end with curly braces, and if you just give value, then what will come out is a set. Okay? And within that comprehension, it's going to do a for loop. It's going to go through each and every one of those elements that you are providing in the collection, and it will do the computation. So here is the syntax. So this can go within, if this goes within square brackets, the list will come out. If this syntax goes within curly braces, depending upon how you set it up, it's going to be either dictionary or a set. Okay? So this syntax should have square brackets or curly braces around it. Okay? So the code is enclosed within square brackets or curly braces. Three things comprehension does. It iterates over the element. So that's what this for is. For X in iterable. Iterable meaning a list, okay, or a tuple, or a dictionary, or a set, or whatever it may be. So this part is like the for loop for X in the list. So it will go through each one of those items in the list. So X will be that value. Okay, each value in the list. And then you use that X in a math expression. So this part, math expression, is what's going to come out of it, the resulting value. Okay? And then you optionally can have an if condition. If condition is not necessary. Okay? Sometimes you need it. If you need it, you use it. If you don't need it, you don't have to use it. Okay? So for val in collection, if condition, the result. Okay. So this is what the equivalent for loop would be. So all of this is just very concise in one line. So that's the beauty of comprehension. So here are some examples. So list comprehension. So we're going to start with list comprehension. So we have a list. That's our list. Okay. So now we have the for condition here. So this is our for block. For x in string list. Okay. So this is going to be, this part is the iterating part. Okay. So it's going to go through the string list one by one, and each value is assigned to x. Okay. First time around, x will be a. Second time around, it will be as. Third time around, it will be bat, and so on. Okay. And in front of that for, okay, you have some mathematical expression. It can be anything, valid, any valid expression. So here, so x is what is going to come out, right? I'm saying that x is a string. String has many built-in functions. One of those functions is upper, meaning that it's going to get everything to uppercase. So the result is going to be each item is converted to the uppercase. So the for loop is done in just that one line. Okay, if you do this in a for loop, you're going to have for, and then you have to have upper, and then you save it, and you have to do, if you're saving it in a list, then you have to do list.append and put the new value into it, and you have to initialize ahead of time. So you'll end up with 5 or 6 lines of code. So instead of 5 or 6 lines of code, you have just one line of code. And then you can obviously you can put you can give a name for this. So say str string list upper or something, you know. This is just my name. You can have any name you like. So then if I print it, it's going to give an error, which is I made a mistake somewhere. Okay, I had a string there instead of string. Okay. So the list comprehension is taking several lines of code that you would otherwise do in a for loop, and it makes it concise. Okay. So this one didn't have an if condition, so it's going to go through the entire collection. Okay. But if you have an if condition, the mathematical operation, or not any operation, it will be used only if the condition is true. Okay. So now we have the same thing. So I have a different string now. String s is that. So I'm going to go through the string s. So for x in strings. So that's our iterator, and that's the condition. And we are saying, okay, if the length is greater than 2, only if the length is greater. If length is not greater than 2, then skip it. Okay. Then you do this operation. So it's going to skip the first 2 items, and then the rest of it will be fed into the operation, and you'll get the. So you get only bat, car, and dove in Python, and they are converted into uppercase. Okay. And as I said, if condition is optional, you don't have to have it. So here is another example. Okay, so without if condition, everything is done. Okay, now with if condition, so if you use less than 3, then you get only these 2. Okay. And list comprehension is again what? It is another way of doing a for loop. Okay, that's all it is. Okay. More concise, easy, and you don't have to write a big line of code and everything. You don't have to set up initial values and so on and so forth. Okay. So it's more efficient, concise code. That's what comprehension is. Now this is list comprehension, and we will do set and dictionary comprehension next time. All right. Okay. See you on Thursday, and if you have any questions, just reach out to me. Okay.